Hi, I'm Collin Roach with Courageous Canines Dog Training, here as part of my Training in Trenton series with another friend of mine from the Trenton Animal Shelter. This is Storm. She's about a 1 to 2 year old husky mix that's been there for a couple of months now, and she's a staff favorite, very playful, very friendly, a lot of energy, but she's definitely always eager to go, eager to get into activities and playtime and stuff. So I'm going to use her as a demonstration for how I like to teach dogs to sit. Without having to use any kind of force or anything like that. All we're going to do is basically start by luring her into the position, and then we're going to turn that lure into a hand signal, and then we're going to add a verbal signal in the form of a word right before. So, nice and visible over here. Basically, to get started, you just need to take something, nice stinky treat. I got beef liver here. Get their attention. And then kind of draw their nose up a little bit. Just a little bit. You don't want to go too high so we jump. You just want to go whoop, like that. Perfect. Good. And then I praise her and give her the treat right when her butt hits. Yeah, that ground. What a good girl. Okay, let's go. Good girl. I know, that's exciting. One reason we like to learn how to sit so that we learn polite ways to ask for attention. Good girl. So I want to lure probably about 8 to 10 times, possibly more, but at least 8 to 10 times, and before I try and move on. Because I want to make sure the dog really gets the idea that, you know, every time that hand swings up, whoop, it's going to guarantee a treat. If she jumps on me, I'm just going to turn away briefly and let her drop back down. If they get a little impatient, pays to be patient, especially with like husky type mixes and very energetic dogs. Good. Good. Yeah. Ready? So I love looking away, kind of turning myself away if they jump up. We can always work on other commands around not jumping, but sit is actually going to be a good one to deal with that in the moment. Good girl. We're already seeing she's going a little faster every time, figuring out my game pretty quickly. I know, we're bouncy because it's so exciting. Oop. So I went a little high there. See how she jumped because it was too high over her head. So going nice and slow. Learning is exciting. Sometimes that makes us want to be fast and jumpy. So just drawing kind of a line from her nose, just a little bit up, kind of towards her forehead. There we go. Perfect. If they try to be a little nibbly or grab at the treat, I just kind of keep it a little closed in my hand. Like I said, I'm using beef liver because it's very stinky, very tempting. So even for a dog that might not be that into treats, this is usually going to get their attention. Good girl. Nice. Good girl, Storm. Ready? I know. So I'm just going to lure a couple more times. Good. Before I move on to basically turning that lure into a hand signal. So the hand signal is kind of the more important thing to teach them at first, because the hand signal in this case is easier for them to interpret. It's body language, and dogs like to speak in body language, right? That's their kind of native tongue, you could say. So what I'm doing by luring is not just teaching her, you know, put your butt down and then get things, which is kind of part of the game. I'm also teaching her follow the hand up, let your butt drop, good, and then get things. So what I can do is eliminate the lure from the sequence pretty quickly by sort of not telling her I got rid of it. It's kind of like a sleight of hand moment as I think of it, where, you know, I'm kind of tricked her almost. Ready? I'm going to take that empty hand now that she doesn't realize is empty. And I'm just going to try and do the same exact motion. Good girl. Nice. Good, and there's my big graduation moment. Yes, come on. What I've created at that point is a hand signal that I can start trying to apply in lots of different places and times and situations. Sometimes by starting out with the lure in a new place, but oftentimes you can start with just that hand signal, really obvious, right in front of their face. Good. And get that behavior. Nice. I know, every time we move, we get a little excited. That's okay. So I lift that hand. Good, even though it's empty. Good, lift that hand, perfect. So now that I've got a nice hand signal built up, I can start to create an association with a word just by presenting the word right before the hand signal. So dogs, and really all animals, right, the order of association that we learn in starts kind of that way, where what precedes an event starts to become associated with the next thing that happens, right, the event. So in this case, the hand signal is what she learned. Now the word will become associated with that hand signal by saying sit. Good. And I'm still ready to praise and treat her as soon as she gets it right every time. Good girl. Ready, Storm? Sit. Good. And at this stage, generally the word doesn't really have any meaning yet. It takes a lot of repetition to get there and practice in different environments, different distractions and stuff going on. There's traffic over here out of shot that we can't see and people walking by. But she's doing pretty good. You know, we're in a nice, relatively quiet spot over here. Good girl. Can you sit? Good girl. Nice. Thank you. Sit. Good. Now, as we're using treats in training, you know, we use a lot of them early on to build up behavior really fast and build up positive association with, you know, stuff going on around them as well. But we can also start subbing in other things like affection and getting to move and go sniff stuff and play with toys and all this other stuff that they like. We can exchange for that behavior. So food is just a starting point, but food is definitely not the end game. We can do all sorts of things, right? Once we sit. Good girl, yes. But I do like treats because they help us remember. Sit. Good. Sit. Good girl. She's so smart. Dogs are fast learners in general, but that's one of the reasons people have a hard time with huskies. You have to be patient a little bit, but they pick it up fast once they get it. What a good girl. Oh, I know. Okay, ready? Do one more time. Sit. Good girl. All right, so thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe, as always, and please check out my website, courageouscanines.us, for more information about my training and the stuff that I do, as well as Trenton Animal Shelter on Facebook for more information about all of the fun dogs they have, right? Friendly and fun, ready to be adopted, ready to find their new homes, like Miss Storm here. Good girl. Like I said, her name is Storm, and she's super, super sweet. As you can see, she's just a little bit of a kissy girl. All right, thank you. Ready? Nice. Thank you, Storm, for your help. Can you sit? Good girl. She's making fast progress. Look at her.